What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Cancer, and it keeps us going. And for those of you, I know it's a little aggressive, and for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Stuff has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Aggressive, enthusiastic. I'm going with the latter. But the purpose of this channel, Cancer, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, wherever, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. And before we get into a Cancer sidebar, I'll tell you in a second. Let's just jump into it, Cancer, because it's actually really funny. Well, maybe. So, your space has been cleansed. Crystals. Feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So, Cancer, first off, happy Jupiter Day. It's Thursday. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're feeling abundant. And then also, the moon is in Virgo. And now the sidebar. Because I actually did Virgos earlier, and I started to do before we transitioned to this point here, I was starting to do the Chariot Friends transition there. And it's like, and then leave all that stuff. And I was just like, ooh, Virgo, we're on a whole different channel here. You don't look like Cancer. It says the whole thing. But, back to you, Cancer, because with the moon being in Virgo, this is a great energy for if you want to get if you're looking to get any sort of like organization done, or get any sort of like having like real sort of like mundane tasks that you need to get done, routine things. Virgo is great for that. They're very analytical, very detail oriented, all of that. So great energy to really be very productive, Cancer. Thank you. And also, it's a great energy for Virgo deals, them being associated with the sixth house, that deals with like your health and their fitness as well, their Cancer. So this is a great time for just kind of trying to check in with the body, making sure that everything's feeling right, both physically and emotionally. And you know what, spiritually too, Cancer. Let's just check all around there, make sure that everything's running ship tip-top shape. Well, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, Cancer, but just making sure that that just everything's just feeling well with you as well, Cancer. And then also, if you one other thing, Virgo is also a sign of being of service. So if you've been wanting to, I don't know, maybe volunteer some time, or maybe even like just start looking around, maybe flirting with the idea, kind of getting an idea, maybe I don't know, maybe making it like a monthly thing, or maybe a weekly. However that's looking, Cancer. Definitely work with this energy for sure. And then we are in the new moon, in which I completely forgot yesterday too, Cancer. I just got back from a trip and I'm getting reoriented. And I was just like, I did the reading yesterday, and as I finished, I was like, crap, I didn't switch decks. So luckily, didn't get in too deep there, Cancer. So we're moving on to a new deck because we're in a new lunar cycle. I've been being pumped in Cancer with this new moon. Before we talk about the energy, did you make your new moon water yet? Because it's still got a couple more days, well, at least another day or so for that. Just leave it out there the night before, and then just start drinking with intention. And then because with the new moon is just like for you to just plant seeds. What do you desire? What are you trying to accomplish this new lunar cycle here? The possibilities are just illimitable, and this is really about just new beginnings, making a wish, and thinking about the ways, so we're talking about health and things, the ways that you want to maybe heal the body and things along those lines, or heal like however along your well, maybe physical body, spiritual body, Cancer, however that's looking. And then last few things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested in Cancer. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive groups. I think you would like them as well, Cancer. Let's get to your general energy of the day here. Oh, with just one of our cards. I love it. And talk about illimitable possibilities, Cancer, because you got the 7th card, Us, which is the fairy tale card. I like this card. because it's a card of believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns and rainbows. Oh, interesting. Aspire, help happily ever after, fanciful, and stories we tell. Fascinating. So the energy that's coming through here, Cancers, is a unicorns and rainbows. And that's a first. And so hang with me. I don't know if you saw Ralph in the background. I'm sure he's pleased. But with this energy that's coming through, I almost feel like there's maybe a need for some of us to kind of tap into that more kind of fanciful side of you, Cancer. Allow yourself to imagine more in a sense, to kind of to think outside of, not even out like just outside of the box, but allow your creativity to kind of really flow through, because we are a very creative sign, Cancer, to be able to feel to the degree that we do, and to be able to express that as well, whether that be through music, through dance, through art, through mechanics, through, I mean, and I think we might have talked about this before, where how we're expressing emotions through like science and math and things. I would love to see that, Cancer. Maybe even like geology. I'm living with a geologist at the moment, so just a random thing to throw out there, Cancer. We're thinking about unicorns and rainbows, so why not think big? But I almost honestly, this energy too almost kind of gives me that sort of like Nine of Cups energy, where it's just like I don't know, it's like it's when you get into that sort of imaginative, like dreamy almost type, like fairy tale type of energy there. It's almost like even like it's like indulging that inner child even, or something along those lines. Ooh, I like that, Cancer. Let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Oh, I love it. It's gonna be a good one, Cancer. I see the Queen of Moons here. Oh, and Cancer, in this deck, the moons. I think this is the only different sign, but the moons are cups in this deck. All right, Cancer. Well, let's see what's cooking down here. Oh, and our ruler. I'm with it, Cancer. So you have the Three of Wands and the Emperor in reverse, which is interesting. That's one of Aries cards. Both these cards are Aries. And then you have both of our cards, which is the Queen of Moons and then the High Priestess here. And let's start with the Three of Wands, because I feel that maybe for some, when it comes to like imagination and things along those lines, because that's really what this kind of energy is giving me. I feel that there's a need when we allow ourselves to kind of, again, to just kind of get into that sort of dreamy state and things along those lines, that not just helps us to maybe even like indulge in like a more kind of playful side, and maybe get a little silly and things along those lines, but that sort of creative, daydreamy type energy, I feel can help us be more innovative in our just like day to day lives, like Virgo energy, because that's one thing that they deal with, the day to day jobs, routines, things along those lines. And that might be something too where if we find maybe with where we're at right now, we haven't been able to do any sort of like growth or any sort of expansion or anything along those lines. It's just like, how do we work in, how do we change that feeling of maybe like, let's say for example, like maybe boredom or lack of inspiration or things, how do we liven that up a little bit? How do we shine a little light? How do you bring that lunar energy, High Priestess, all these, let's bring some lunar shenanigans, Cancer, into your world? How do we tap into that more kind of, I don't know, like intuitive side, and kind of see things from a different kind of lens here? Because the High Priestess in this deck, she's an interesting little. I like how this High Priestess is in this, like very kind of mysterious, but very sharp. I don't know. It's like she sees things that others don't, and I feel that's something that, again, if you were to tap into that more type of side of you, that it really would help you to not even just see like your, just like even like your work life, for example, but even just like in your, just like even when you're going for a walk, maybe taking in like the vivid colors, and just like thinking of like, what does this remind me of, or when's the last time you ever like Which, that's an interesting question. The last time that you ever just sort of like looked up at the clouds, Cancer, and just kind of say like, "Oh, what shape is that cloud looking like?" Or you remember if you ever did that as a kid, Cancer, just kind of lie on your back and maybe with a couple friends, and you're just like kind of interpreting things differently and just seeing how like, oh, you see a unicorn there, well I see a giraffe, or maybe I see a crown, or whatever. That's all I see. Virgo. It's just like it's how. I like this energy that's coming through here, Cancer. And I feel like, too, the more that you were to just kind of indulge these things, just as it makes sense for you, Cancer, I feel that really can just like unlock a different type of potential here. And even I feel like that can be, because the Queen of Moons can also be a card of self care, kind of taking care. And that's a great way to kind of feed that sort of, that spiritual side of you. And even that kind of mental side. Give yourself a break from thinking about all the responsibilities all the time. And, not having to be in emperor mode where we're just like always like go, 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 and just like, yeah, it's very interesting energy here, Cancer, but I feel like it's something just breathing a little more excitement in your world, just really kind of too. I feel like kind of being present, pay attention to the colors that are just around you, and it, I even think too that could even be a really good challenge, especially if we happen to live maybe in a more sort of like a city setting or something along those lines. Because you have all the cacophony of just like the between the. I mean, you remember when I was doing my videos in the city, you got sirens and whatnot's going down, people, bikes, whatever, and that can be kind of hard to find those spaces, but. I remember walking through. This is when I was living in Chicago, and that I'd be kind of walking through, and every now and again, you just like kind of. I was noticing I was hearing a lot more birds as I was going around, and so I'd just call them little bird pockets, and like kind of look through. There's this little wild patch of like sunflowers that were kind of grow through that were just like overgrown and just like looked untouched other around this like fields of grass, just like little random things like that, Cancer. I dig that, Cancer. That's what's up. Let's see what else is coming through here. Ooh. Oh, and speaking of dreamy energy here, here's Neptune, the dreamiest planet. Let's see what else we got here. Cancer. Interesting. I like that, Cancer. Okay, so you have the Five of Wands in reverse here, and then we have the Eight of Wands, the Two of Swords, and then the Hanged Man upright. And you know what, Cancer? I feel like if you were to really kind of get into that creative space, there are messages in there for you as well, And I'm almost even getting for some that there is this, because like I was saying, like Neptune kind of deals with the mysterious, the kind of dreamy realm. They're the modern ruler of Pisces, but they rule alongside with Jupiter with Pisces. But Neptune deals with that. Yeah, that's sort of like imaginary space, those dreamlands, the intangible, the illusions and things along those lines. And I feel that there are messages that may be coming through for you, Cancer, and paying attention to how the maybe the different signs that it's like maybe if we've been dreaming of or even like whether this is like in sleep or maybe even been kind of daydreaming or maybe even been like seeing different signs in different things. Maybe we've been seeing like yeah, we're just going with the unicorns. We're just maybe we've been seeing unicorns in like just in like maybe different signs, and you see it on the videos with Ralph, and then you got wherever it is. Maybe there's a sign if you've been thinking like, oh, I've been wanting to take up horseback riding for a little while, or maybe do a course, or maybe go to like a rodeo, or I know we're just really thinking outside the box here, Cancer. But I don't know, Cancer. Just with the Five of Wands, it feels like there is it's like if we haven't had the, it feels like that the brain is wanting to be fired a different type of way, you know, on top of how we normally operate here, you know. It's flexing that, not just that. I forgot how that works with the left brain, right brain. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kins. I think the left brain is the creative side. No, I think that one might be the analytical side. I think that's what that is. And then the right side is the creative side. Let me know, Cancer. But I feel like there is, it's like we've been leaning into one side of the brain for maybe a while. And now it's time to introduce some, like just a fresher perspective to kind of balance that thing out. And then when we do, it's just like like I feel like a path would become clear, and then like have with the Ace of Wands, this is the card of motion as well. It's like now, it's it's like the energy I feel like will become a little less scattered and become a little more kind of focused here. But it's even interesting too, Cancer, how you got four wands down here and you got the three wands up here. It's just like I feel like we just need one more wand up here. One wand. I know this. It's like in this one here, Cancer. Stay with me. But it's more so I feel that it's like it's like we've been firing from the same side for a while, and like this side here is just like keeps stocking up and stocking up and stocking up. It's like Cancer, you got gold sitting over here, so. I think I might get a little bit more on this. I think Five of Wands got a little bit more in there, Cancer. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh, weren't we talking about that early, Cancer? Nine of Moons? I'm with that. Let's see what else we got, Cancer. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Oh, okay, smaller reversal storm. That's all right. Because I like that, Cancer, because the Five of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Stars, the Nine of Moons. Oh, and then the stars in this deck. I knew there was another switch here. The stars are pentacles in this deck, Cancer. So you got the Nine of Moons, the Nine of Stars, and then the Five of Stars here. And with the Five of Stars, there just feels like that there is this, again, there's this deprivation that might be kind of happening here. That's an energy that's wanting to be like really fully expressed, a side of us that if we were to feed this energy and hear a lot more, it would help you. I don't know, it's like it's tapping into another side of you here and really kind of helping you like unlock that inner empress that's kind of coming through here, tapping into that intuitive side. But and I like that the Nine of Stars here is with the Queen of Moons, because you know the Empress is a culmination of all of the queens, and so I feel like it's really kind of tapping into our energy, Cancer, really feeling this. It's just like really getting in a more kind of feeling, kind of a like you know, just really jumping into that universal ocean and really kind of connecting to source and something something like that, Cancer, and really just kind of vibing with the energies in a different kind of way, because I because you know I get, Cancer, where we do have just like all these responses, because I know Cancer's like it almost sounds like I'm telling you to kind of goof off or something along those lines. But again, you know, when we're always in our Emperor energy, when it's just like go 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 all the time, that's exhausting. You know, there needs to, even the Emperor needs a break. And you know, the nice thing, I feel like that relationship between the Emperor and the Empress, you know, and in one aspect where sure the Emperor is very much about kind of like taking charge and just kind of going and just like really just sort of being, you know, the Empress where she's about going too, but first, you know, there's a different, you know, we got to make sure that we're nourishing all sides of us before we really get back out there and do like our best work there, Cancer. Not just do, you know, it's one thing to do really good work, but you can do amazing work, I really feel, when you're feeling inspired and feeling really tapped into source, and then that really it just unlocks things in a different type of way here, Cancer. Says, you know, where the Emperor is solid, you know, this is Aries energy, but the Empress, that's Venus. She's a whole planet and she rules two signs. And then again, nothing against your Aries, but yeah, she rules two signs and has two houses. So she is all about abundance. So in every aspect and shape and form. So I dig it, Cancer. Let's put y'all there. I'm just gonna leave you there. And let's get a little advice from good old Mercury. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, Cancer. Last little bit here. Oh, oh! I guess the tower got mad at me talking smack about Aries, but you got the tower Mars, Aries ruler here upright. Well, we have the tower and the Three of Swords upright here, Cancer. Interesting, and then you have the Devil in reverse here. Let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because you know what? Another thing I feel with this type of energy, when we do tap into that type of side of us, Cancer, that can lead to some really great healing. You know, maybe heal some, maybe some kind of past wounds or something along those lines. Whether that be from, I don't know, it could be something recent in the past, or maybe even like, since we were talking about tapping into that inner child, maybe even to heal some like inner child healing or something along those lines. Because you know, our sign is associated with the home space, the fourth house, and that can, you know, that's where our roots are at. You know, and woof, Cancer, that could even be dealing with some, maybe, because I'm even kind of getting almost like with the Devil and the Emperor here. It's just like maybe we've come, maybe for some, it's like we might come from like a background where it was more kind of like authoritative. You know, it was all about the business. You know, there were no time for to be creative, to have these daydreams and things. It was all about the work. You know, about the accomplishments and things along those lines. And now we're at this place where, with the tower coming through, it's like it's time for a change. You know, it's time for a new foundation to come through. And this tower doesn't quite feel like a it almost feels like an epiphany or something along those lines, where it's just like, you know, let's kind of give this a try. And I don't know if you can see in these cards, Cancer, how the rainbows are kind of coming through here, but it just, it almost feels like that this epiphany is like coming through in color or something along those lines. I very interesting here, Cancer, but this can even, I feel, because you know the Devil can deal with, like, you know, getting and I like when the Devil's I like the Devil in general because it really isn't a bad card, but I like when the Devil is especially in reverse, because this is us getting over, and that might be part of with this Three of Swords thing here too, where it's like we're getting over some type of something that really sort of had a hold on us in the here recently, or in just in general, you know what I mean? And now it's like maybe we're finding different ways of expressing that, or like kind of working through that, Cancer, something along those lines. So really, I really feel like we'll use this energy to your advantage and allow this to kind of usher in this sense of change here, you know? And yeah, Cancer, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So I like that. But thanks for that energy there, Cancer. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer. Let's spread the rainbows and unicorns around. Why not, Cancer? Just let's just raise everybody's vibrations to the roof a little bit. I really enjoyed that. And then if you haven't already, there, High Priestess, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. And then last thing, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Mercury, your Mars. Just check your chart. Cancer, your Neptune. Huh, my Neptune's in Capricorn. This is since we got the Devil here, Capricorn. And then come on over to my other channel, you already hear the Chariot Friends, Alchemist 8. I do videos, I do weekly videos there, monthly videos there, yearly ones. I'm actually about to do Virgo's yearly one here soon, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And dig that. Because you got the Nine of Wands here. You know, with the Nine of Wands, the energy, this card can be for me, you know, it's one of my kind of like recovery cards, you know, especially if we've been kind of just been going for a while, been doing the grind, and it's just been kind of go, 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 but haven't had a chance to really take a moment and just kind of relax and just sort of be and not really have to worry about just put the obligations on the back burner today, and just like, get, always have make sure that you're not going to get backed up or put yourself in a weird kind of place, Cancer, but just to at least, just something to kind of just to alleviate some of that stress and some of that pressure, because I feel like when you do, it's one thing, because I know you can push, Cancer, but it's like, do you have to push like all the time, But let's oh, all right, thank you. Let's see what your oracle card here, which is interesting. You got the 24th card here, which is the tobacco card, which is the offering, and it's ruled by, I love that Mars is here. This is ruled by Mars and by Pluto here, Cancer. And I almost feel like that doing stuff like this, tapping into that space again, it's like it's almost like an offering to like your higher self, just like letting you know, just like, hey, or not even. Let me rephrase that differently, Cancer. I almost feel like if we were to find ways, to kind of like express this type of stuff, maybe like, again, maybe through art, through dance, through science, through math, through, however that's looking, present that as an offering through higher self. It's like if you start putting in that energy, taking that action, with Mars, then you get to that Pluto energy where it's like you're restoring the sense of power within yourself. It's like it's almost like refueling yourself, and then you're transforming in a different type of way here, or something along those lines, Cancer. And I'm even thinking too, with like, you reduce the 24 there, that comes down to 6, and that's the Lover's energy. When I think about the Lovers, that's like your higher self kind of winking at you there, Cancer. So I feel like there's higher self is always trying to connect with you. The moon's always trying to connect with you there, Cancer. So I dig that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Cancer, with all your daydreams and things, and just all your fanciful. Ain't that right, Rob? We're gonna maybe Rob and I might do a little manifest. I don't know what we're gonna create, but but you stay safe out there. You keep eyes on the moon. Keep eyes on Rhonda. Well, I mean, it might be kind of hard right now considering she's in the new moon phase, but you know what, Cancer? Yeah, let's think outside the box here. Let's meditate and see if we can kind of really feel where the moon's at. I'm always pointing at the moon's moving all over the place. So just kind of pick a spot, Cancer, and I will get you on the next one tomorrow.